I don't think that you need the expansion to play the DLC.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
That you would
that's
need
why I
that,
asked.
right?
I was confused by why would they would put that in an Animal Crossing Direct. So I was just a little, what's going on there? But did you watch Jolie?
Bet your sweet tits did. Oh,
They oh
oh my God.
I'm curious. Yeah, actually, I've never played Animal Crossing with either of you, but I'm curious to hear your opinions on it. Oh, I played it with you maybe once, Jolie. Maybe.
Yes. Yeah, we actually visited your island and stole all your fruit.
Yes.
Oh no, where'd Brent go?
Oh no, I
Right.
can hear him
There you
and
are.
see him.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Present.
Damn it. Maybe it's my internet connection. No, I'm good.
Can you still not see me?
I can see you. Did you? I said I stole fruit from you, and then you
And
froze on my end.
Oh, I just that's just my face. I just wagged my finger. I was like, yes, I remember.
Okay.
But tell me your thoughts
Okay.
on. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
So I think the reason why it was mentioned is because you need Nintendo Switch Online to access the expansion, but you don't need the upgrade to get it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I think they just kind of slyly like be like, hey, you can get the expansion if you'd like.
So, what are your thoughts on the expansion, guys? Are you into it? Or sorry, Animal Crossing first. What are your thoughts on Animal Crossing?
Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, do it.
I'm gonna lie if I didn't say that I didn't know about the Nintendo Direct. Sorry.
I keep you informed.
Yeah, it's a lie if I said I knew about it, that it was coming and to expect it. I was actually just on my YouTube feed, and Nintendo's YouTube had a poll. They're like, "What are you most excited about from today's Direct?" And Froggy Chair was the fourth one, and I was like, "Wait! I've heard tales of this Froggy Chair. What's happening? What's going on?" And then I clicked into their channel, and then that 25-minute thing, and I was like, Jesus Christ. So I watched it. Let's see. I'm most excited about drinking coffee all day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and cooking.
Cooking is going to be so fun.
They brought cooking. Wow.
Like we grew carrots. Shut up.
They added pretty much everything that we asked for. Like everything. You can
Whoa.
customize fences now. They've added 9 different fences. You can squeeze in between that small little space between the coffee table and the couch. Like normally you wouldn't be able to go there. You can like squeeze by there now. They're adding permanent ladders. So it's like a new tool where you can literally set up a ladder and it will stay there forever.
Oh.
You can customize the ladder. They added Captain back into the game. So Captain will take you to like new mystery islands and they have new like crafting tools and everything on there. There's new flowers. There's like absolutely everything that everybody's been tropical plants, everything that everybody's been asking for to be added into the game was added in. On Harv's Island now, he's got like a community center like market. So all of the like rotating characters that are on your community center with their little stand will permanently be there on Harv's
Cool.
Island, and they've added a bunch of other NPCs that are going to be staying there as well. Like they've added so
and
much
you can
into the
like
game. It's insane.
donate.
I'm
Yes,
curious.
you can donate.
Oh, she's out of sync today. Go ahead, Jolie.
Oh yeah.
Shit. I wonder if I should do something about my internet connection. No one's awake. I don't understand why it's so slow. Okay. You can go to Harvest Island and donate until they get there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I'm curious to
and that's just the free stuff too.
Right. Yeah, I hear there's
Yeah.
paid DLC coming.
Mm-hmm. So the paid DLC is pretty much the Happy Home Designer from the thing. So, which is fantastic. I think like that's the part that I enjoy the most is like decorating and designing my island. So it's like a tropical vacation. You're going and you're designing vacation homes for villagers. But it's on a whole nother island, and there's like a bunch of other buildings there. So there's like a church, a school, there's a restaurant, a cafe, and you can design all of them. They're adding like partition walls, pillars that you can put, lights that hang from the ceiling. You can dim the lights. You can like polish items now too, which will make them like sparkle or give them an effect. So like shiny things will like sparkle. Flowers will have like butterflies fly around them. They're
Wow.
adding so much into the game, and you can bring all of the stuff that you've learned from there to your island. So like you can now do partition walls and add lighting and stuff at your house. And on top of that, they're allowing you to go in once you've done enough like island houses for other villagers. You can start going in and redesigning your villagers' houses now.
Which I know a couple bitches on my island that need a full redesign. There's some tacky
Zucker literally
artwork.
lives within the garbage. Like his house is just garbage bags, and the floor is dirt. I'm like, this poor man. I need to get him something.
It's funny. So I wonder if there's going to be an uptick in players, because I've read articles recently that the Animal Crossing community is kind of petered off. I mean, everybody bought it at the start of COVID. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's still active. It's obviously very active, but I mean, compared to how many people were playing it, this time last year, that's what I'm comparing it to. And they're saying there's been people have kind of cooled off on it. So I'm guessing this will probably bring a lot of people back into it. And then the expansion pack for the online, so that brings the N64 games. But did you see the price increase? Woof.
Yeah, it's a lot. I what I'm gonna probably do is like once I'm done, like once I'm out of video games, I'll probably get the expansion and play all the ones that I want to play, and then cancel afterwards and go back to the regular internet. So or the online.
$30 extra is steep for the year. I mean, it's just you're just adding N64 games, and you're only, I guess, at Sega as well. But let's be real. Who's gonna play anything aside from Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
Well, they're adding like I'm gonna play Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh yeah, Banjo.
I'm gonna be playing Banjo. I'm gonna be playing the Paper Mario games. Things like that. Like I'm gonna go and play quite a few of those, because the N64 emulators really suck. Because and they're like hard to get going. So I'm like, I don't mind paying for these games again, but the subscription thing is kind of
it's steep.
Yeah, it's a shitty way. I would rather pay $10 for each game and just have it forever, and it'll be more than a year subscription, but at least I have it forever and I could play it whenever I want.
Well, speaking of having games forever too, they recently announced that Kingdom Hearts is coming to the Switch,
right?
But as cloud versions, which is bad. Cloud versions. So I don't know if you've played a cloud version game, Jolie. Actually, I think Charterstone might be a cloud version. No, it's not, because we downloaded it. But basically, cloud version is you're playing the game, but it's being played on a server. So you're not downloading the game to your own Switch. Like you can't play it. You can't play the Kingdom Hearts games offline. You're going to have a steady internet connection while playing the games. And I can understand for Kingdom Hearts 3 because it's got really high fidelity. Like it runs on Unreal Engine 4. But for the first two, those are PlayStation 2 games. Like they can easily be put onto a cartridge and sold in stores, or just put on the eShop. So, that kind of sucked. I was kind of bummed to hear that. I really want to play Kingdom Hearts on Switch.
There was a game that launched early on with the Switch, and it was also like a remake or like a remaster or something that they brought over. It was like a Mafia game, but it was so big for the Switch, it had 2 cartridges.
Oh,
so I wonder if it's just not possible for something like that gigantic.
Well, they could
on the Switch.
Yeah, I don't know. They do offer.
I don't know for sure, but
I don't know. I know a lot of fans are up in arms. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Square will actually listen to us and at least port them natively instead of making us play them on a cloud server. Because the whole appeal to putting Kingdom Hearts on Switch is that you can make it portable. Because you can already play it on PlayStation and Xbox. So to bring it to Switch, I'm sure you'll get a few people, but you want it to be portable.
Yeah. I don't see a point, honestly. It's on the PC now. You know what I mean? Like, it's everywhere. So
So unless you're going to make it portable, there's no reason to bring it over. No. And you can't make it portable with a cloud version. So interesting times.
Yeah.
What are we here to discuss again?
What if?
What if?
Yeah. Episode 9.
Hello and welcome to the Full Volume Podcast. I'm your host, Jolie.
Jolie, wow.
Jolie. Wouldn't want my real name to get out there.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am but one host.
I am the second of two hosts, Harvey Brent. And today,
we are joined. We're not in sync anymore. Oh, shoot. Now none of us are talking.
This is going to be...
Okay.
Go ahead, Julie.
Oh, okay. All right. And today we are joined by Joshua Murr-VELL.
What a build up. After they've already been listening to me chat for 5 minutes about video games.
It's fine. It's fine. They're used to it. All 5 of them. They're only here for the cold open. So
hey, we're
this
growing.
Is right about where. Yeah.
Are we gaining traction in foreign markets?
Okay.
He loved you. You loved What If?
Yeah, I really liked the first episode. I think that's the last time I was on to talk about it. And I really loved the idea of it. I think that animation is the perfect medium to do this sort of story because you can kind of get away with doing whatever you want. You can really kind of mix things up. And it was a little disappointing, I think. Like, it was just... I feel like it was just, like, not good enough to be great. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I did enjoy watching the episodes, but they weren't fantastic. Like, they weren't this like amazing like one-off stories that I thought that they would be. And early on I realized, I think I mentioned like early on too, that I'm worried that they're not good because they're planning on bringing them all together by the end of it, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
I actually didn't see that coming. I was kind of like shocked that, you know, and it made sense in hindsight, but I was like, oh, they're literally going back to every single episode and pulling you know, only child Thor and this person and that person. Yeah, I can't say, I don't know if I loved or hated it though.
Me too. Okay. Really quick plot summary. The Watcher who only watches is no longer just watching. He is currently intervening so that Thanos doesn't take over the world.
Ultron.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Ultron. I said Thanos. I thought Infinity Stones. And then I meant Ultron. So yeah. That's big trouble, and it's him and Dark Doctor Strange, who are kind of like in cahoots since the last episode. And he decides that he's going to pull a team together from all of the episodes that we have seen currently so far, and they are going to all fight.
Plus one we didn't.
Yes, let's just okay. Okay, hold that thought.
Yeah.
So they fight and they finish him. Okay, now back to that thought. I thought that maybe I was the only one that was confused by this, but No, it seems that the whole world was.
The Pandy.
Josh?
It's the Pandy. This season was supposed to be 10 episodes, and next season was also supposed to be 10 episodes, but because of the pandemic, they kind of had to cut down and do 9 episodes this season and 11 next season. And so unfortunately, the one episode that was dropped was the Gamora episode.
Killing Thanos.
Yeah. Well, I think it's...
Which would have...
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's... From what I understand of the story is after the Battle of New York, Tony Stark flies the nuke through the portal, and he goes in a different direction, and he actually kills Thanos with the nuke. And he's stuck in space, and he gets like scooped up, and he gets placed in like the gladiatory arena. That's why he's got that like junkyard like Iron Buster suit, or Hulk Buster suit. And he ends up teaming up with Gamora somehow, because I think she's the one that has the Infinity Stones now, and she wants to destroy them so nobody can use them.
Yeah, and it makes sense because she got them somehow. And I feel like it's because she killed Thanos. Now she has this Infinity Stone extractor destroyer thing, and that's why she has that piece of machinery. Because in whatever parallel universe her and Iron Man came from, she used that thing to get them. And she makes that comment about how, I see, what worked in one universe won't necessarily work in this universe. And I was like, what are you talking about? It all makes sense now.
It makes sense now, but at the time too, I was like, this is really cheap, shitty writing. But it's context here.
Yeah, I feel like the pandemic must have started partially through the production of the show, because if they chose to leave that episode out of all of them, it doesn't make sense. Like, why wouldn't they do the zombie episode? You know what I mean? Like, none of the zombie characters come into play except for when Doctor Strange opens up the portal and a bunch of like zombies fall on Ultron for a second, and then we also get like a flash of the Scarlet Witch zombie about to face Ultron, but then I don't even think we really see what happens, if I remember correctly. Like, I think it's just kind of like this moment where it's like, zombies are here too, and then they move on.
It was cheap.
Yeah. But hopefully with the addition of next season, we can get her story and it'll feel more complete. Honestly, I would have also been totally okay if they just left the finale for next season and had like a cliffhanger.
Oh, I agree. Because that last episode was fire.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't think this was a good season finale.
No. It's like, okay, so now we've trapped him in his own little bubble, and now we've doomed Doctor Strange to protect that bubble. Now, because it's like they don't really defeat him, but they kind of defeat him.
They subdue him.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, obviously he's going to get out somehow. And it's like, it is both painful to think about, knowing that he will get out. And then it's like, oh, great. Now I have to burden my mind thinking about how he could possibly get out of there. And it's like, tired? Is the right word tiresome? Like, I don't want to think about it.
For who? For you or for Doctor Strange?
For me and Doctor Strange. For crying out loud. Like, let's just, like, forget my feelings. Doctor Strange, like, the two Doctor Stranges now have to think about this. Because they obviously are the ones shaking up everything and everybody.
Playing God.
Right. And then just the levels of you know how we used to spin our wheels about all of the theories that we could come up with, and the ones incorporating like the ones that we heard, and we were like excited about that.
Those are the days.
Yeah, I'm not excited anymore.
We had a little bit of that with Loki, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously WandaVision was...
yeah.
Yeah. WandaVision was the big mystery. But...
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, though, so yeah, I wasn't totally a fan of the episode. It wasn't the worst episode. I really didn't like the... oh God, what one was it this season that I didn't like the Killmonger one. I thought that was way too convoluted for a 25-minute cartoon. Could have worked, but it was way too convoluted for 25 minutes in a cartoon medium. But this one was fine. It felt contrived. It felt a little forced, bringing them all in from different universes. I'm guessing saying I didn't like that they brought them all in from the different episodes. I wonder, though, I guess my question is, going forward, I've heard some things, I've heard some tea, but I am wondering if they're going to translate any of these outcomes, any of these plot points or anything. Are they going to translate them back into the live action mainline MCU?
The only one I think I'd be okay with is Captain Carter.
So... funny you should select that one.
Okay.
Because that is the one that I've heard the tea about. That apparently Captain Carter will be showing up in a future Marvel film coming out in March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. There's just so many things that's like, guess what? This is also going to be a Doctor Strange too.
Guess what? Xavier's going to be in it from X-Men First Class. Yeah.
There's just too much going on in that movie. I'm so nervous.
I mean, it is directed by Sam Raimi, who gave us the brilliant Spider-Man 2, but also gave us Spider-Man 3. Yeah. So who knows what we're going to get.
I don't think of Spider-Man 3 as a Raimi film, though. Too many tangent time.
Studio interference.
Yeah, he doesn't even like Venom. He's like, I don't want Venom in my movie. So
the movie probably would have been better without Venom.
Yeah, it was apparently it was supposed to be just Vulture.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like there was no other villain besides Vulture, from what I understand.
Oh.
So,
but for some reason he got Sandman and New Goblin.
Yeah, and Venom. Yeah. That's the studio for you. That's Sony.
Oh my God. This is what happens when coked out producers think they know better than the artists behind the actual production. Movie, or not producers, I guess. Movie execs, studio execs.
But
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I thought it was a fine finale for what we've got. Like, if we have to have all of them come together, it's like, yeah, sure. It was like a fun story. It's quick, right? It's like half an hour. It's not like a huge deal. But I'm still kind of disappointed that we had to lead up to this. Like, we had to do this. And then on top of that, it was like, out of the entire universe, you've only plucked characters from Earth to come and help you, and they're all just like people, like they're just humans. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, I don't know. It just like, it doesn't feel like this is the team you get to stop the universe from dying, if that makes sense. Like, I love all these characters. I don't think there was one character that I was like, that I disliked from this group. It just doesn't seem like they're the universe, every single universe ending heroes that you collect. And then Tony Stark's there too. Like, he's like, no, not you, Stark. I'm taking Gamora. It's like, take them both. Like, is an extra person gonna harm you when you're trying to end the universe? And he knows, right? Like, he knows something weird is happening across universes because Gamora was plucked. So you can't change that.
Yeah, it's literally like, sorry, not everybody can make varsity. You gotta get cut, Tony Stark. We're just taking Gamora. Like, really?
Okay.
It's like second string.
Yeah.
Just in case Robert Downey Jr. decides that he will make another live action, they'll go back into that universe and animate him in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, So disappointing. Mostly, and just the thought of it being translated into live action, it's like, oh, okay, is this a way to get Scarlett Johansson back into the films? Because I was ready to put that away.
Yeah.
I will say this is the best send off that we've gotten for Black Widow. I mean, in Endgame, Hulk throws a chair and is pissed off, and that's what we get for her. We get this like giant funeral for Iron Man, and everybody's like, "Well, I guess Black Widow's dead. Let's keep going." And then in the Black Widow movie, it was like there was no send off. She just like walks away. Like nothing
they're like,
happens.
"Oh, good."
It's like, "Oh, okay. I guess that's it."
So we've introduced her cool little sister now.
Yeah,
like,
but I like
it's like
that.
when they introduced.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I was gonna say it's like when they gave Barbie Skipper, and everyone was like really excited about Skipper for years.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But yeah, no, I thought that was a pretty good send off for Black Widow. Like it was like the one moment I think in the show where it felt like it had some levity, like saying goodbye to this character. Like she was the last person in her universe alive. Like, cause that was the like post-apocalyptic one, right? That wasn't the zombie one. That was
you're right.
That was the one that birthed Ultron, right?
Yes.
So
and it was just her and Hawkeye left, but then Hawkeye sacrificed himself.
Right. So she's the last person alive in that universe. So Watcher kind of breaks his rule and drops her off in a universe where the Avengers are all still around and alive except for Black Widow. So she's able to kind of go and live her days where she's like the hero of that universe. And I think she's the one that ends up stopping Loki in that little like flash, right?
She does, yeah.
And then even beforehand, it's so weird because it's like we get like Black Widow development through these, but it starts off with a completely different Widow because it's the Widow from Carter's universe, and they're doing like the Winter Soldier beginning, which is the best part of the episode by far, is that like Widow and Carter recreating the beginning of Winter Soldier and like fighting, Batroc the Leaper and like going onto that ship. It was super fun.
That's probably a good segue then. So there was a mid-credits scene for this last episode where Black Widow and Captain Carter are reunited in Captain Carter's universe, and they walk in to a room with a Hydra Stomper, and somebody's inside of it. Who do we think's inside of that? And does that play into season 2?
I mean, it's Steve, right?
You think so?
Yeah.
It's 100% Steven.
Yeah, it's Steve. I don't know how that's gonna. Maybe he's frozen. Like maybe like the same thing happened to Steve that happened in this, the regular universe where he's frozen in the ice, but he's just in the Stomper.
I guess.
So
yeah, I thought there was going to be more. I think I'm too much into the whodunits lately. I was like, who are they gonna throw at us? But yeah, maybe it is just Steve actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Womp womp.
Could be Bucky, but yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of things I liked about it, but it just didn't pan out. You know what I mean? Like it didn't stick. And it was fine. Like everything that happened was fine. It didn't like surprise me in any way. It didn't like add to the fact that they're plucking Avengers from different universes and bringing them together. Like it just didn't feel like they were even diverse enough. Like none of them were like 2099 characters coming in and like old Western. Like there was nothing like super unique about them that made them like a fun team. It was just like another Avengers team.
Another. And Ms. Marvel was there, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
It
was
still not there.
Captain Carter, Party Thor. We had T'Challa, Star-Lord. We had Gamora, Killmonger, Doctor Strange, Supreme, and then we ended up meeting up with Black Widow from the other universe. But yeah.
Just the same old G's.
Yeah.
Same old G's.
So
that's
it's
right.
like, nothing like super out of the ordinary.
You know what's interesting? I don't think What If, to my knowledge, has introduced any new Marvel characters, more or less, has it?
No.
Somebody that we have. So I'm wondering, going forward again, if there's maybe a character in season 2 that they'll introduce, and then eventually that person will be introduced into mainline Marvel. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Hopefully.
A soft introduction, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know.
I wonder how they would do that. Yeah.
No, Howard the Duck's not new. Technically, he's not
he
new.
said a line, I think.
He was in the first Guardians. Yeah, he was the post-credit scene, I think.
But wouldn't that be just the thing if he was introduced into the team? Shoot, I don't know. Yeah, like other than introducing X-Men into the fold, but it didn't happen here, so.
Or the Fantastic Four.
It'd be a cool way to introduce a character like Beta Ray Bill. That's not like crazy. Like, you don't have to make him a main character, but he's kind of like a fun side character. You can, instead of because we already have Stormbreaker in the main line, so it's like, how are you going to give Beta Ray Bill his hammer? Because his is Stormbreaker. So it's like you can introduce it where it's like a multiverse. Like, what if Thor lost, what if Thor wasn't worthy? And then Beta Ray Bill is worthy in that universe. And then you could bring him in, something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to think of what the lineup looks like. So technically, not technically, I don't know what I'm talking about. In like 2-ish weeks, we have the Eternals. So introducing the Watcher is kind of like in line with potential, like the world disturbing, the earth interrupting type activity that the Eternals are trying not to disturb. So, and then we'll get 4 weeks from then, Hawkeye as the TV show, right? Is it November 24th, 11th, or something like that?
I thought it was the
24th or something like that. Yeah.
So one, we got a lot of time to fill, and two, we can't just talk about Eternals. I am totally down for talking about Kit Harington for a whole episode, but
we could rank his. We're planning on doing an Evan Peters tier list, but we could rank Jon Snow appearances throughout the Game of Thrones seasons and do a tier list of that as well.
I'm in. Did you watch Game of Thrones, Josh?
I didn't.
Oh,
I know. I felt left out. I tried watching the first episode, and I was like, And then my friends started like raving about it. I'm like, okay, I'll try it again. I watched the first episode again. I was like, I don't even care to keep going.
Oh,
I know.
It took me the fourth time. I watched the first episode, but I was like, I didn't make it through the first time. To be honest, it was spooky, and I thought maybe the rest of the show would be scary, and I was like, and then I was like, oh, this is a daylight TV show. Okay, so I put that away, went to sleep, and then I tried it again, and I fell asleep. I tried it again, and I fell asleep again, and then the fourth time, it was like maybe months later. And everybody at work was like raving about it.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I gotta figure this. I gotta know what everyone's talking about. And I actually sat through and made it through the whole thing. It was like high fantasy is hard for me to sit through. I love reading it, but for some reason I can't watch it very well. It's like Lord of the Rings with me.
Yeah, I like fantasy. I love Lord of the Rings. I just, I don't know. It didn't catch me the first few episodes, and then I felt like I was too far behind when everybody was like going crazy about it. I'm like, okay, I'm. It's too late for me to jump on this bandwagon.
It's never too late.
It's too much of a phenomenon right now. And then now everybody's like, Game of Thrones sucks. That last season ruined the whole thing. So I'm like, okay, great.
It did. It sure did. Oh man. They had 6 episodes and maybe one was good.
Oof.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
Wow.
And it was the one that was like, it gave you hope for the rest of the season too. It was like, oh, hey, wait. Maybe they do have something up their sleeves, and then they didn't. And now House of Dragons is just the one that we're all depending on to be really good. But
I'm curious to see how that's going to go down.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna watch it, obviously, because I only watch television and movies.
I know. It's like, what is my life now because of COVID? It's just like conditioned me to like, oh, sitting in front of the TV every night is normal. But is it though? It shouldn't be. But like, it's just that's what we do now. COVID's still kind of a thing to people that care and have sense.
Yeah, it's really strange because like once they lift or they relax, I should say, restrictions on capacity, I'm like, yeah, I remember talking to Josh about this and being really excited about going back to movie theaters. But once they relax capacity restrictions so that they can accommodate for 100%, now I don't think I'm going to go to a movie theater.
No,
so I was really
excited,
and now I'm not.
What you're saying is maybe now's the time to go because they're still not at full capacities, because I actually really want to see Venom still, which, say what you want, but I want to go see it. And so I'm like, well, maybe I should go. But I've been debating that too. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to a theater, but yeah, once they lift rules and it's like business as usual.
Yeah, and that's the thing, people are going to go to towns that are small, like yours, Brent, and they're going to go into those theaters, because I'm contemplating going to like see Eternals in a very small, like, even in my town, like I don't want to go, and it's already like not as trafficked as say right in London.
Yeah.
But I might find an even smaller town. Like that's the rub. People going from bigger places to smaller places.
That is the fear.
Spreading it again. You were saying, Josh?
Yeah, I think that the movie theater is doing a pretty good job of the restrictions here, at least in Windsor. We have like the big, like at the mall, they've converted it only to assigned seating and like the big like Cineplex leather seats now. So already it's like super distanced, and then they are putting 2 empty seats in between each group. So like you're pretty spread out. And if you go to like a matinee or something, it'll be pretty empty, especially now that Venom's been out for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay. I might go like on a Wednesday or something, and not a slow Tuesday, because that's when tickets are cheap, but I'll go the day after that then.
Yeah.
Because I do want to see Venom, and I know it's trash, but Joel's got to eat.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, did you?
It was trash, but I had fun watching it. Like it was,
Okay, because I hated the first one. I really disliked the first. Oh, okay. So I might like this one.
Yeah, I was like, the first one I was like, not a huge fan. This one, for me, it kept all of the things that I liked about the first one and kind of amplified it. So it's still like a cheesy, like B superhero movie, but I had fun watching it because it was like they amplified the Eddie and Venom relationship and them talking to each other, and they're like in a relationship in this one. Like before, it was like kind of like hinted at. In this one, they like really push the boundaries, and it's more of like, it kind of feels like a horror-ish with Carnage, but then it's like a rom-com with Venom and Eddie.
I've been reading some interesting articles about how Venom 2 is secretly kind of a gay rom-com.
Yeah, I mean,
in a way.
There's a line that Venom says about Eddie that it's like, okay, you like the only thing left to say now is they're gay for each other. Like they went up to that moment and then they didn't. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I bet you film historians are going to be writing articles on BuzzFeed about this one for a while, I think, 10 years down the road.
Yeah, so definitely don't get your hopes up that it's going to be like a fantastic movie, because it's still kind of like whatever. But I had fun watching it. And maybe it's just because I don't go to the movie theater anymore, that watching it was super fun.
Your bar is so low.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I was tangent. Eternals is going to be cool. It's kind of weird too in hindsight that both Kit Harington and Richard Madden are in it though. Again, Game of Thrones callback. They're both in Game of Thrones, and now they're playing prominent characters in the Eternals. That's giving me very Nev Campbell, Skeet Ulrich 1996 vibes when they both starred in The Craft and Scream.
Right? Now they just are in movies together always.
I mean just that year, but I was over exaggerating, but it's just weird when actors kind of follow each other, you know, and they're in the same thing. That always kind of throws me off.
It's fine. I'm into it.
No excitement for Eternals. It just did, like, nothing from the trailers is grabbing me. They're just standing there. Like, they're not doing anything. I don't know what the plot is. I have no idea what's happening.
Stand a lot. They are standing a lot.
Yeah, they're just kind of standing there. They've got these, like, weird avatar wolf aliens that come from the water and they fight, and then that's it. Like, that's all we've gotten. I don't know much about the Eternals from the comics. They're not characters I've read a lot about, so, like, I have no idea what's happening in this movie. So I'm just like, okay, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's a Marvel movie, so they've... At the very least, it'll be average.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like they are kind of getting the same sort of feedback, that no one is familiar with these characters, so there's not a lot of excitement. There's not as much excitement building for it as they thought there would be. You can't just cast an entire movie full of, like, A-listers, right? You can't just cast her anymore and expect people to get excited. No one has been excited for her in like 10 years.
The culture of celebrity's dead. I feel like they don't have as much star power as they used to. People won't go to a movie just because so and so is the lead actor. Like I think movie vehicles are dead for celebrities. So yeah, you're right. This is interesting that, you know, they're casting Angelina Jolie and Kit Harington, all these people, but it's like we don't know the property. Like it's better to cast unknowns and build up something.
Like the one sort of like feature that they are kind of like playing up a lot is the one where there's like a fight scene, and it's Kumail Nanjiani and the woman who is she's like a deaf actress, and she signs. She's in Walking Dead right now, and it's like the only things that they're sort of playing up is like, you know, the only people of color on the team, because if Squid Game is any, that's a tangent. I'm not going to tangent, but if that is any indication to Hollywood right now, for some reason, audiences want to see like yellow faces or just any face. That isn't just like a Brad Pitt on a big screen. We're tired of seeing Leonardo DiCaprio in every Martin Scorsese film. Like, we want diversity. The crowd has always wanted diversity. You, for some reason, think that we don't. So I don't know where they got those ideas, other than the fact that like they look at numbers and they see that casting people of color has maybe potentially been like lower earning. But it's like, did you also look at the marketing you did for these films, et cetera, like over time?
Have you seen Shang-Chi?
Right?
Yeah.
So obviously there is like the outcry when they canceled Kim's Convenience from CBC. And then what happened subsequently when you gave the only white character in the show her own show.
Yeah.
That show is not even going to get off the ground.
No.
There's no way that show is happening.
No way.
No. I've never boycotted anything in my life, and I will go on record to say that I'm not going to boycott it. I absolutely am not going to watch it. I deleted the CBC Gem app. CBC, get that shit right. Anyway, that is the tangent I wanted to go on.
That's your path.
We'll save this. That's my path. It is. Yeah, we'll save the Squid Game tangent for next episode.
But I think that like what we're talking about definitely relates to What If. Like, I don't want to see Black Widow and Gamora again. I want to see these like weird out there characters. You're telling us stories from throughout the multiverse, and your like greatest heroes are the same ones we've seen already, just maybe a little different. Well, T'Challa's got some Star-Lord armor on, so we can bring him in. Yeah. You know, Peggy is the super soldier, so I'll bring her. Like, it's just like, I don't know, give us something like new and like weird. Like look at Into the Spider-Verse too, right? Like, you've got like a cartoon character, you have like a Spider Noir, you've got one from like an anime series, so she's got like a mech suit and everything. Yeah, like that's really switching things up. Like, imagine if it was just a bunch of dudes. You know what I mean? Just like, here's some more guys for you to fight with.
Well, we're about to see that in December.
Right. I think maybe that's a little different because we're getting, but you know, it's animation, right? You can go absolutely insane with it. Like, there are no rules. It's the same if you spend the time building a Gamora model. It's the same amount of time if you build like a mech model or like a character we've never seen before. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just like almost what I wanted What If to be. Almost.
Yeah. And then it wasn't.
No.
Okay, so let's see here. What do we got for time? Oh, look, I've got to go to work. So thank you for tuning in to the Full Volume Podcast. I want to thank our special guest, Joshua Murr-VELL. You can listen to the Spider-Cast and Full Volume Podcast on the Comic Book Syndicate's website and our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts channel. Yes, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, etc., etc. Pretty much wherever podcasts are that you are listening to, you just search the Comic Book Syndicate Network or the different names of the podcasts. So yeah, thank you, Josh.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, we'll invite you back for that. Oh shoot, I've already forgotten the tiered list that we've already decided on.
Well, I mean, an Evan Peters one is most definitely happening. What was the other? Oh, Kit Harington.
Kit Harington. I feel like I won't have much to say because I didn't watch
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We'll think of another one.
Yeah.
Tiered list of N64 games coming to the Switch Online service.
Ooh, yes. Okay, I'm down for that.
Now we're talking.
Okay, there we go.
Now we're cooking with gas.
www.comicbooksyndicate.com. Social media. I hate it. Like, I'm gonna deactivate every single one of my accounts, so why do we even want to talk about it anymore? They're just, even Instagram has become like this toxic playground of nonsense. And like, I barely want to, you're either selling something to me or you're ramming memes down my throat, and I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I only keep my social media to like keep in touch with people, but to be honest, it's like, I wish I didn't have this.
Yeah, eventually, like occasionally from Brent, I'll get like top 5 lists, and then from one of these channels, amazing channel by the way, or like from Mike, I'll get like cat videos. But cute cats doing cute things, and that's it. So I don't know. These are all things that I could potentially be looking for myself. But anyway, how do we usually end this thing? I have been your co-host, G.I. Joe Lee.
And I've been Harvey Brent. So you're gonna keep it loud. And
you're
wow.
gonna keep it at full volume.
I will.
Perfect.
Bye.
All right,
bye.